Evening, everyone. It's nice of you to join us. We'll give it a while and allow people to join. I've got Tom and Lucy with me tonight. We'll be taking some of your questions on the screen there. They're the moderators. You can keep an eye on who joins.
Yeah, we got a few people joining already. Thank you to everyone
cool.
who has joined so far. And yeah, start of something new for maybe, we're hoping next 6 weeks, next 6 Thursdays. So yeah, if you could bear with us, because we haven't done TikTok for a little while, so we're learning it again.
Yeah, we will get back to it. Just want to say we've been the weekend just gone by. We went to Chichester and got back into our demos again. So we had a lovely time down there. And thanks to all who turned up, if there's anyone from there watching tonight. So we're going to, be concentrating a little more on these things. You just have to have time. Of course, you've got family life and other things sometimes crop up in life, don't they? So this is why we haven't been concentrating on this for a while. But we welcome you in. And all we ask is, anyone who comes to watch on here, please be kind and respectful to each other and us on here, We like to share ourselves with you and share the spirit realm with you. And as you know, everything we do on here is genuine. And we put all our heart and soul into it with whatever we do. And I know the spirit realm love us, and we're very, ready to receive them.
Yeah,
So
Lisa Genta said, "Good evening, Elaine. Hope you're well."
Oh yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah.
Christine Genta said, "Hello, Elaine and Jonathan." And Katie said, "Hiya from LA."
Oh, it's lovely to hear from you all. So coming in from all over the place. It's TikTok's quite a busy site, isn't it?
Yeah, so the plan is with this is similar to what we do on YouTube. Just we're going to do some questions and answers mixed in with the odd guest joining in to speak to the spirit. So we'll give it a little bit of time. Obviously, we've been in Chichester over the weekend, which was really good.
Yeah, it was good, really good there. The energy was flowing nicely, the evidence was flowing nicely, and we have had our more group Zoom events that we do from our site. We've had a couple of really, powerful healings that have taken place. That have actually relieved them of their situations. We won't go into personal detail or anything, but they've come back to us and actually said that Spirit has gone to visit them, and with Jonathan saying they're going to visit them, and they're actually starting to make huge improvements. So that is a good thing. Let's hope that keeps going, and I hope it helps whoever it needs to help, because they send healing out to you, and sometimes they come and visit you and give you healing, and that's wonderful, because all our guides and helpers in the spirit realm come to give us healing, don't they? So that's wonderful that they do.
So yes, and also Sabrina said, "Do you do private readings?" Sabrina said she saw you in Balham, which is
in Balham, yeah, we're coming back there in August. Is it August we're going, or is it July?
Off the top of my head, I want to say the 29th of August.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
I think it's around 29th of August. We're coming back to Balham again, so we'd love to see you all there again.
Yeah, on the 29th of August, Elaine's going to be back in Balham.
Oh, that's cool. So you can come and see us again there, can't you? So that'd be lovely. But if I don't know quite where Lucy is with booking readings on the website. I think we're at a place where we're booking them, putting them on the mailing list. Is it?
Yeah. So we're still working through the backlog of requests at the moment. So we're not taking new requests as it stands. But if you sign up to the mailing list on the homepage of Elaine's website, elainethorpe.com, pop your email address and your name on there, and I'll be sending out an email notification to everybody once Elaine's able to take new bookings for the readings, for the private readings.
So there you go. There's the information from Lucy there. As I say, it's been a long time since we've been on here. I don't even think we've done any YouTube content for about a month or so, have we?
We did a video a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, I believe it was.
Yeah, that must have been about 3 weeks ago now. I think we did a YouTube one. So we'll probably be sort of flitting from here to YouTube as and when, so keep an eye out for us. Okay, anyone else join?
Yeah, lots of people are joining. They'll say, hello, lovely lady, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks, and thanks for joining.
Jib 73 asked, hi Elaine, will you be coming up to Cumbria at all?
Well, if something's arranged, if people come from their churches or organisations that come to us, and if we're able to, depending on how far it is, obviously, but sometimes we get called to different places, and people come to the events and ask us to come along to their churches. So that's usually how the word spreads. I think one of the gentlemen there asked us to come along to his church next time. Well, obviously we've got to organise it yet, but so we would put the events on our page on Facebook, which is Elaine Thorpe, Trance Medium Spiritual Artist, and it does go onto the website. We've just got to update the website and put some events on there. So you can either take a look at the website and see some events on there, or take a look at that page on Facebook. And if you wanted to join, we can allow you to join the page. So that would be good.
Yeah. When we do go into when Elaine does go into trance, with the questions, if you could keep them more spiritual and personal, because if you aren't in the live chat in live with her, it's not always easy to connect that well through this. So so
there won't be any personal readings, obviously. I mean, he might go and say something that connects to one of you on here. He might. I can't guarantee that, but there's not personal readings on here, because that's a personal sort of thing to go into every sort of detail. And
we're going to try and do live guests in the chat. So.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah. So maybe you'll be able to be a live guest in the chat. That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Right. So when you're ready, I think we're ready to start. Again, please do bear with us, because we're new to TikTok. We haven't been on it for a long time.
Yeah, it has been quite a while since we've been on there, so we'll get used to it. All right. So if everyone's ready, I'm going to work on going into trance now. So I'll see you on the other side. Not literally, but
evening, everyone. I am pleased to be joining you once again. We welcome you. And I await to take your questions from you. That would be wonderful.
Good evening, Jonathan.
Good evening, sir.
So we're going to take some questions. If you'd like to say anything beforehand, please feel welcome to.
Yes, I would only ask if everyone would be a little respectful to Elaine while she is in trance, because I don't want to see her upset. I know how she's sensitive, but no, so it is a spiritual connection, it is a beautiful connection, and I await the questions. Thank you.
The first question is Claire R. and she asked, "Hello, can you tell us about aliens, please?"
Yes. Well, as you know, I would say in an explanation there are more than many, many planets within the universe, many stars. And you are not the only ones in the universe, I can tell you that. And of course, you know, people have been looking out for things and seeing signs of things. But they know about your world, yes they do. And of course there is negative and positive with everything, isn't there? Two sides to war. But there are many portals within the universe. There are many portals within this earthly realm. And access to them can allow visitations of perhaps other beings, whether it be temporarily or more regularly, that they do visit your world. They also pass and dwell with us in the spiritual realm, and they also become beings of light, much like yourselves. So if you have communion with those, then do take note of it, because anything is possible, isn't it, really?
Katie asked, "Hello, Jonathan, can you please tell us about the purpose of twin flames?"
Well, I am the twin soul to Elaine. And the purpose of that is you are the mirror of one another. Now, most of you in this life would say, well, I've had an encounter with others and I sense that I have known them before, so you have a deep soul connection with them, and you are all in some small measures mirrors of one another. But the male and female aspect of the full union of the twin soul, or twin flame as you may call it, is a wonderful connection that if you were to stand in front of them, you would be seeing yourself within them and they within you. So it's like looking at yourself in the mirror, but seeing the opposite, so to speak. You are deeply connected. The love would say that it is eternal, like a flame, burning eternally. The spiritual connection is of unconditional love that is infinite.
Before I ask the next question, if anyone would like to join as a guest, please do a request, because we are going to try and let someone in soon. But Daggers Dave asked, "Can you as a spirit be in two places at one time?"
Yes, we can what you call bilocate. So your thoughts inside of your consciousness, you think of a lot of things at once, don't you? And a lot of your thoughts become mixed up and sometimes a little tattered, so to speak. And you are thinking many different things at once. You are thinking of what you're going to do next. You may be thinking of your family members, so on and so forth. So when you become the consciousness without the physicality, you can be that thought that is going to be several places at once, and you can be there instantaneously because you have no physical limitations. So therefore you become a bilocated consciousness, a bilocated thought, so to speak, because you can be in several different given places as a consciousness at once.
Thank you. Crazy Angel has asked, please tell us about medbeds and when they are coming. Lots of us need healing.
Well, I would give you information about that sort of thing. I'm not going to go into too much greater depth of it. but these med beds are going to be very expensive in your realm, of course. And of course, they will be for those that can probably afford them. If you wanted to use one, there may be only access to the given few, because I do believe they will be limited, of course, if you understand what I'm trying to get at. So that is how it is at the moment. There may be a few more accessible, but they will not be free, so to speak.
Thank you. Spiritualist Sam has asked, do you have any tips on how to calm nerves when giving readings, please?
I would say, before you do the reading, ask yourself if you are trusting in yourself, trusting in the union between you and the spirit realm and the universe also. If you trust in all three of those, you cannot go far wrong. But I would say, take a deep breath and let yourself know that you are loved, you are appreciated, and you cannot be expected to tune into all, but you will tune into the majority. And I would say it is all depending on the energy, so please don't doubt yourself, because you are good enough. And I would say practice makes perfect. I would also say trust in what you are getting, no matter how ridiculous it may sound or seem, because that may be of importance to the person that is sitting next to you receiving it all. So try not to hold back if you can. But meditation is the key to being a great connection to the spirit realm and your higher self, and then the trust. And it can only get better that way.
Shelley Bells has asked, do you think the world is having an awakening spiritually?
Oh yes, my dear, yes, most certainly. That's undoubtedly true. It is having a spiritual awakening and an earthly awakening of truths here, there and everywhere. There is not going to be anyone that is going to miss out on it, so to speak. So everyone will be facing their emotional truths, their truths of the earth. You see what is going on, and nobody is going to escape it. It's not a forced thing upon you. It is happening all at once. So therefore you are getting many signs and synchronicities that are happening at present. But the spiritual awakening within is the most beautiful one, isn't it? The connection to oneself, who you truly are. That is, you are the soul. So I do hope that helps you.
Lovely, thank you. Sarah Mitchell has asked, do angels really exist?
Yes, we all come to the earth, and you are all having a spirit guide and a guardian angel assigned to you. Now, the guardian angels don't have physical lives. They are just beings of light, and I wouldn't even say just, because they're absolutely beautiful. And I know that Elaine has one, and sometimes if you want them to have names, then they will give you a name, but they don't really need it, because they don't have an identity of a pre-human existence. They are pure light, pure love, pure essence. And they will always be beside you, and they will never leave you. They will never desert you. They will be with you wherever you go. And one might say, why do they not protect us from danger then?
Hello. We got a guest, Jonathan. Mr. Cole, if you'd like to ask Jonathan a question.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I've been doing all mediumship all my life, but I'm interested in the trance side of mediumship, and I'm just wondering where to start with it. Jonathan, please.
I would say these things take time, don't they? Again, as I have mentioned, trust to the previous person, that they take a lot of time to trust, because what you've got to remember is that you are the medium that is involved in it. So we are connecting with your higher consciousness, and that is where we require your trust, because we are using your vocality. We do not step into the body to possess you, that we do not do. We step into your expanded aura. So when you go into an altered state of mind, you are expanding your aura, which is very colourful, very wonderful, and sometimes people can see it. But that is what we step into the aura, and we work with that. So the two consciousnesses become one, they blend as one. And so therefore, when you firstly go into trance, and you firstly start to relax, guide starts to come into your aura and starts to have permission to step into that. And you've got to remember that we also are learning how to connect with the human energy. So therefore, we take time to do that. We want you to be comfortable. So we would also say that sometimes people have purported to have their heart racing. You are not going to have anything happen to you, because that is just your auric field. That is just your body adjusting something that it may see as something different, something that you've got to adjust to. So therefore, that will soon dissipate. It doesn't happen with everybody, but it does happen with quite a few, one might say. But I would recommend that you would go to the reputable person that would be able to mentor you on your trance journey.
Is this something you can do on your own, or do you need to have assistance every time I go into trance?
Well, I believe that assistance is good, because then if the guide does come through to say something, then they've got someone to relate to, haven't they? They've got someone to communicate with, because you are in the trance. So they're going to need someone to talk to, and that person is going to need to keep an eye on any changes that are happening, and any voices that they may need to listen out for, any energy changes, that sort of thing. And if they are experiencing this themselves, then they need to look for.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Thank you for your time and energy.
Well,
Thank you.
and I wish you luck on your journey, my dear.
Thank you.
Amanda, do you have a question?
Oh. Yeah. Do you know much about the Blu-ray?
Amanda, are you there?
Hello?
Hello? Sorry, do you have a question?
I just wondered if Jonathan has any knowledge around the Blu-ray.
I believe you're talking about the Blu-ray light.
Yeah, and as in starseeds, if that makes sense.
Well, I would say people name them as star seeds, but there are souls that have come back here to make a difference. They are literally the chosen ones, aren't they? And they have a mission in this life. You will find that when you speak to children sometimes, they are like wise old souls, and they know about home, and they seem to know about it for most of their lives, and they seem to feel very different to other people. Well, they have a special mission to come back here, and sometimes they are reincarnated into the same families. So, for instance, I will give you one situation where, a grandfather passed, and then all of a sudden, years later, they reincarnated back into the family unit again.
Yeah.
So you may have heard of that. And they are not necessarily a starseed, but they come here with a mission. And they come here to help other souls, repair the lineage, or they come here to help the whole entirety of that lineage to change and to help each other to overcome things, to teach them something, you see.
Yeah, I would call them like cycle breakers.
Yes, that's right. Because, they suddenly change the game, don't they? They have a totally different outlook and attitude to the others in life. And sometimes they may come in to try and repair that family unit. And if it is not working, they still go on their journey to bring the light into the world.
Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Amanda. So we'll get back to the questions on the chat for a little while. Maria asked, Jonathan, can you please tell me your hints for you? Sorry, that was a personal one. I've heard that reincarnation doesn't happen, someone's asked.
It certainly does. Yes, it does. And if the soul has had many previous lifetimes and that soul chooses to remain in the spirit realm, then that is when it will no longer need to reincarnate to the physical. So therefore it will choose to perhaps, like myself, become a spirit guide, or to help out as a team, as they call them, don't they, with the mediums that are working here on the earth, to help connect you to the spirit realm. So therefore, that is how it happens. But I will say to you that Elaine here is definitely reincarnated, because in her previous lifetime, she was known as Mary Ann Ellsworth, and I came to meet her in that life. So therefore, you may look at someone and you may recognize them, you recognize their soul, and they have reincarnated into this life, and you have soul recognition too. That's another thing that happens with people.
Ray has asked, hi Jonathan, do we plan for horrible, devastating things to happen in our life?
Well, you may not see, I say to people, there is the face value of it that the human looks at from the ego point of view. But the soul can see the greater picture of the negative and the positive. So therefore, out of the negative comes the positive. And I know that I may sound repetitive in some aspects of explaining it, but when you look at your movies, you see that there is the good and the evil within the movies, isn't there? And then all of a sudden, it looks like the good person, the good character, is not winning. And then all of a sudden, they find the inner power and strength, and they overpower this evil character within the movie. You see? So it's all about inner strength, isn't it? Through your negative comes your empowerment. Depending on the level of it, one might say that if there is a great level of severity of suffering within the life, then maybe it has stemmed from the previous life to be overcome somehow in this life. So you see, the soul will experience every single lifetime all of these different opposites of emotions. So therefore, in the previous lifetime, it may have been terribly horrible to another character. And I'm not talking about karma here. What I'm saying to you is that they may have wanted to experience in this life, in some similarity in this time, what it was like to be on the other end of the shoe, so to speak, their shoes. So if you would understand that I'm trying to explain it in your modern context, that what it was like to be in the other person's shoes. But in this life, you could not remember that, so you couldn't understand why. So there are several explanations of the reasons why, but that is sort of top of the list, so to speak. So I hope that helps.
Keza asked, hello Jonathan, is our life planned out?
Oh, most certainly. You will plan your life with every other soul planning the life previously incarnating before you, and then you coming along afterwards as a family member, so to speak. And every single detail of life, every twist, every turn, every change of mind is planned by the souls, together as the soul unit, as the soul group. Now, soul groups aren't segregated, but they are ones that reincarnate in family units or deep connections in many different lifetimes, and they swap roles, you see, in these lifetimes.
Julie asked, hi Jonathan, what's the difference between giving a psychic or mediumship information?
Mediumship is going into the greater depths of it, isn't it? Psychic is sort of the clairsentience and that sort of thing, a feeling of something, a knowing of something, and then a connection to it from there. But when you're going into sort of mediumship readings, and you're going into trance mediumship, you're going into physical phenomena mediumship, that is going to the greater depths of mediumship rather than the psychic side of it.
Brianna Soto has asked, who is in charge of sending souls into their next contract?
The soul themselves. You see, you would say, well, is God the overseer? Well, of course, yes, but does not make your decisions because the soul is given free will and will not take your free will away from you.
Anyone that would like to join the live, please make a request, and I'm sure we can let you in. The Buddha and the butterfly asked, are universe signs a coincidence?
No, nothing is a coincidence. Everything is a synchronicity. It is what I always name it as, a pre-cut puzzle that you take apart and put back together again piece by piece. You rediscover these.
Have a good one. Oh wait, hold on.
Hello, Linda. Do you have a question?
Yeah, it did not go through. One more time.
Linda, do you have a question?
Looks like she's in a busy place.
Yeah, I think she's gone offline. We got another one joining. Hello, Chris. Do you have a question?
Yes, I was wondering, Jonathan, if you can tell me what my purpose is here in life. I feel like I'm just living day to day.
Yes, a lot of people are feeling like that lately, aren't they? But everyone has a purpose, of course. And
Yes.
if you be of a spiritual purpose in this life, then yes, you are, because I know that you are seeing these numbers. We have been sending you signs, but if you ask us to send you these signs, they will be given to you. So don't go looking for them, because you won't find them. What I will say to you is, they will, when you will find them, if you will see them, you will be quite surprised. But as for your journey, I do believe that you have a wonderful creative side, which is that of learning to connect with us and draw people's spirit up. You also have the ability to work with the people of the animal concern. So I hope that you can hear me. Perhaps she can.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So Emma has asked, why can't we know when we will die in life?
Because that would be terrifying for you, wouldn't it? You know, most people don't fear the actual passing. They fear how they're going to pass. And that would be the last thing that you would want to know, wouldn't it? On a very, very rare occasion, people have had premonitions of their own passings. And of course, they panicked and got everything together and thought, well, goodness me, I'm going to pass away. If you wanted to know that, all of you would be running around like headless chickens, so to speak, in a panic state. We wouldn't want you to be like that. We want you to enjoy your life and live it, not to be in a panic state every day. You obviously know that you're all going to go there at some point, but we will never tell you when.
We've got Lisa in the live, if you'd like to ask a question.
Hi, Jonathan.
Ah, hello, Lady Lisa.
I have been dreaming of a little girl for quite a while now, and I've been told her name is Arabella. Is she any significance to me in my life, or is it just coincidence?
Well, I believe that she was your child in another lifetime, and that she has plans to come into this life. And she is going to be a family member as a little girl in this life.
Wow, yeah. My intuition's been telling me it for so long, but I don't really listen to my intuition. I'm so bad for it, and I know I should, but
well, the first
thank
thing
you.
to listen to is the first pang of your intuitiveness.
Yeah.
And if you take note of that, it's usually a gut feeling, isn't it? So,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I would say take note of that, and then you'll know that you've got the right answer, because your consciousness will never fail you in intuitiveness. It is only the ego that overtakes and sort of somehow becomes the doubting Thomas of it all.
Jonathan, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for taking the time to answer my question.
You are welcome, but don't be surprised if later on in time that little girl shows up on the earth as a baby.
Yep. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You are welcome.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We have somebody connecting now.
Yeah, we have another person. Martina.
Hello. Yes, I have a question for Jonathan. I was just wondering, how do we connect with our loved ones in spirit?
You just think of them. You just think of them.
I have been trying, but nothing is working.
Well, again, as I had mentioned, ask us to send you a sign. Ask us to send you a sign.
A sound.
To send you a sign. Ask them to send you a sign. Ask them to.
Yes.
Martin, you might turn your device. Okay.
There was a bit of X.
Right, sorry, there was a bit of X. Martina. Sorry, Martina.
Yes, I think that she is driving.
Claire has asked, Jonathan, have you met Jesus?
Yes. And Jesus is real. He is beautiful. And he loves you all. Nothing to do with the biblical sense, although that is very comforting and very helpful to people in this world. And that is wonderful, really, in some sense. But the spirit side of it, the love, is absolutely sublime. You are never not loved. No matter of your faults in this world, you will always be loved by him. It doesn't matter to say to do bad things and be a bad person. You don't want to be that. But, people do things in life that are negative. But you will always be loved eternally.
Jay asked, hi, Jonathan, what's the point of angel numbers? Thank you.
Well, sometimes the angels will send things symbolically. And then when you look them up on your internet, you will find that they all have different meanings to them. Usually they will tell you that you are on the right path, because you can never be on the wrong path, because you're soul planted, you see. And so therefore take numbers as a message of a symbolic way of presenting it to you and you deciphering it, but you have your wonderful technology to help you do that, don't you? You see. So if you see 1111, that is the greatest one of all, you see, because when you see 1111, it's about letting go and accepting the new, isn't it? Letting go of the old, accepting the new, or having abundance in your life, that sort of thing. It's like two numbers facing each other. So take note of these things, because they do give you a strong message, and they may sound rather repetitive, but they're trying to get through to you. They're trying to give you a little nudge to say, well, look, this is what it means. This is where you are in life.
Linda asked, hi, Jonathan, do our loved ones come to visit?
Oh, all of the time, my dear, yes. You cannot always see them. Sometimes you will have clairsentience, that you will have a sensation that they are there. Sometimes they will come to visit you in the astral, in your dream state. Sometimes they will say a word in your ear, or sometimes they will leave you a sign. A song that they used to listen to, perhaps one you played at their funeral, or something that you see that reminded you of them in life. A word in a book may even say a message to you, or a butterfly. They have so many different ways of presenting themselves and bringing people together. So take note.
We've got Ian joined. Hello, Ian.
Hi there. I was just wondering if I see sometimes at the corner of my eye a purpley pink light in my left eye. I just wonder if it's spirit trying to acknowledge my thoughts.
Yes, they are. And pink is very much dedicated to love, isn't it?
Yes.
And I do believe that there is a motherly lady that is trying to get through to you.
Oh, thank you. I thought it'd be either my father or my mother, I believe.
Yes. Now, they are both there, but your mother is the strongest one. And
Yes.
she is say that I am giving you my love and reassurance because you have been worrying about matters in life. And I'm here to let you know that I'm doing my best to support you from this side too, because the story doesn't end there just because we pass over. We are still so much connected to you, just
Of
not
course.
in a way.
Thank you, Jonathan. I thought it would be something like that, but I just like to hear your confirmation. Thank you. And I do believe my spiritual sensitivity is growing as well.
Very much so. You are a wonderful healer. I would just like to remind you of that.
Yes, thank you. I know you have said this before, and I do thank you for that and confirm.
Yes, I will always confirm things just to remind you. All it takes is just your trust, isn't it? And
Yes.
spirituality is a great wonderment. It is. It's like discovering treasure, never-ending treasure.
Yes, of course it is. Yes, it's wonderful, really, to discover. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Well, I believe it is like returning to your childlike, innocent self, isn't it?
Yes, we hope so.
Yes, a child with a toy box. And something that it hasn't yet discovered in that toy box. The smile upon the child's face, total innocence.
Yes, beautiful.
When you go back to being that for a moment, that's when you feel truly alive.
Wonderful.
So that is how you will make people feel when you place your hands upon them.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm just not connecting with people on that level just yet. Is it just the timing, do you think, for my evolution of the
Everything
energy?
is synchronicity and divine timing, isn't it? And when you are ready, we are ready.
Right. I believe it's close now, to be honest.
Yes, it certainly is, and that is why you are here tonight.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much once again, Jonathan.
You are welcome, sir.
Dream Big Books has said, "Hi, it's Shane. If you can please just say to Jonathan, it's just jumped. He said, say that he knows what he needs to do now, and thank you."
Well, I know that he was losing his faith. But again, everything is in divine timing, and I told him that everything would be all right. He's just got to believe in himself. And when you believe in yourself, you've got to do your little part to bring it to life, haven't you? To bring it into the fruition. And when you don't give up, even on your worst day, you know that you are stronger than you think that you are. So it will all come to light. And that place that I told you about will still come into reality. Oh, yes, it will.
Emma asked, what's the role of animals in life?
The role of animals is to give you unconditional love and for them to teach you how to give it back. So these animals are very, very wise souls, old beings. And they've been here as animals for many, many lifetimes. And they come to give you healing too. They come to give you this beautiful, unconditional love. But sometimes they have their own fears and they will need the healing from you to give them reassurance. But they are pure in thought and deed.
Amanda, do you have a question?
Hi, Jonathan. I was just wondering, will quantum come into spirituality more as the newer generations are coming through? Because they seem to have a more scientific mind.
Quantum may seem like an invisible energy, but it's actually a very powerful energy. So I would say that your quantum computers are already being worked on. One day you will have computers where it is like a holographic sort of computer. I guess that would be for the more wealthy people to start with. And of course it will work its way in over time, over many years. It will come in more into reality. So therefore things are further forward than you may think. These intelligent people have created these things and they are getting them ready to put them into human society to be used. And so when it comes to quantum healing, quantum is energy, isn't it? And it is a source of energy that is of invisibility, yet it is powerful and can be used in in mediumship.
I was just going to say, and it seems to be like our guides are able to communicate as well with us through like AI.
Oh, yes. Yes. We can communicate even now through technology.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yes. Sometimes if you have your little machines in your home and you ask them to play music, they play music. Sometimes we bring messages through them. We can come through electrical things, yes. We can
Thank
connect.
you.
We have done for quite a number of years.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Amanda.
Sally has asked, Jonathan, why aren't people more aware of the many different levels of consciousness we ascend to?
Well, because perhaps in some ways they have become complacent, or perhaps in some ways they are doubting and misbelieving in things which you cannot force them to believe, and they may have chosen a different path to what you have. You see, they may not be ready in their lifetimes to achieve that. It doesn't mean to say that they're not a strong soul, but they may have a different pathway. And all you can do is give them advice about it, and whether or not they wish to believe in that and to partake in it, it is entirely up to themselves, but you cannot force one against their will. But if you are on that path, then welcome to it, because the more that you concentrate on you and this path, then the more that you can go out and help others connect to their path if they want to.
Michelle asked, hello, how do we know our spirit guides?
Well, you know, Elaine didn't even know I existed. You know, when she first came into the mediumship, I came to introduce myself, and that is when she totally recognized me. But still, you know, she would question things and doubt things, because that is the human reaction to things, and that is perfectly normal. We don't judge it or doubt it. And one might say that if you ask them again, you know, to send you signs to connect with you, then I'm sure that they will do so. They are very good at that.
Hello, Linda. Thank you for joining. Teresa, sorry. I've read the other name there.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Elaine. I just always question this. Do we have a soul contract before we come to Earth?
Yes, you certainly do. I know that another person on here is asking that. And the soul is making up every last detail of the life, you see, creating it. And it is not something that is undertaken lightly, one might add, because you've got to concentrate on every detail, every twist, every turn, every person that you're going to be connected with on a soul level, a family level, because you are all connected as one in consciousness, but you have your soul groups that you reincarnate with over and over again, and swapping roles is something that you do. So yes, it is meticulously planned over a period of time, although time is not of existence, it is the present moment in our world, but all of the souls come together and sort of quell the relationship that they're going to be having on the earth, don't they? They sort of may want to go in a different direction at a certain point of their life, and that relationship is kind of quelled there, and then they're moving on in a different direction. You see, it's forward motion all of the time.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's energy.
Everything is energy and of mass, and you know, solidity is required within your world, but everything is still energy, and it is of visibility mostly, but you are surrounded by it. Everything is of it and surrounded by it and is within it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you are welcome, but talk to your guide and they will give you signs. They know you and you know them well, your soul knows them. So
Yeah,
to
very much so.
Themselves known a little more, perhaps.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
Real Flower has asked, how long has Jonathan been dead?
Dead, my dear. Dead. I am alive. I am alive and buzzing, joyful. So what I might say to you is that it is life after life, isn't it? You call it death because you see, you know, you look at a dead body, but that body is the overcoat for the soul to make its journey in, you see. So when you ask me about free will and things like that, it's not the body, it's not the brain that makes the free will. It's actually the soul, because it has created the journey. So this overcoat is cast aside and the soul is set free to become free again, to be home again. So it is only a temporary sort of school of physical life, isn't it? Again, it's balancing the scales, isn't it? You have the life in the afterlife, but I have been in the spirit realm, my dear, since 1891.
Simena Rodriguez asked, "Hi, Jonathan. My son transitioned as an infant. Will I witness his growth in heaven?"
Yes, sometimes they will come back to you as a baby. Sometimes they will grow in heaven and show you as themselves grown in heaven, because you will recognize them.
If anyone wants to join the live at all as a guest, we've probably got time for one or two more.
Thank you. I know somebody asked earlier, just to answer, I can't remember who it was, asked if this will be available to rewatch.
Yeah, it
later.
will be on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to pop it on YouTube. So Daily Inspiration and Wisdom has asked, why are so many people separating and connecting with soulmates now?
Soulmates can be not just partnerships. They can be your brother, mother, father, sister, friend, animal. You can have a soulmate relationship with all of them, or one or two of them, you see. So you resonate better with others, and some you don't resonate so well with. So therefore all of these souls are connected as one in consciousness, but they go their sort of separate ways in life. But one or two of them you may have a deep soul connection with, including the animals. So therefore these soul connections are important connections. They are sort of reminders of how well connected that you are.
Hello there, do you have a question?
Good evening, Jonathan. I've always understood that everything happens for a reason in life. Is that true? Is there a reason things happen?
Yes, there is a reason that things happen. For instance, if you were to say, well, I have arranged to go out, and something comes around and you don't end up going out, you're at home, sitting home, disappointed. There's a reason for that. Just something as simplified as that you may not have needed to go out because maybe something awful has happened out there that you could have been involved in, so to speak. You would think of it that way. But everything is in alignment. Your whole entirety of life is in perfect alignment. So at that point in time, just look at it as if to say, well, that particular thing wasn't meant to happen. So I will wait and see what comes along that is exciting in my life that is meant to happen.
Okay, lovely.
So if somebody wanted something and they didn't get it and they were disappointed, something even better would come along later on.
Understood. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mo has asked, can we choose not to come back?
Yes, you could. If you didn't want to come back, many do choose to try to be like a moth to the light, to get to the brightest of light, to get to the godlike head, and will live many lifetimes and have many experiences of emotions and positions and suffering and happiness and joy and that sort of thing in each and every lifetime. And that helps to raise the soul to the higher realms of spirit, and they are not countable. They are infinite.
Hello.
And therefore, will keep coming back, and then one day you won't want to come back.
Hello there, do you have a question?
Hello, my name's Bev. I'm new here. Yes, I'm just a bit confused with what I'm experiencing. I don't fully understand it all. And will I connect better? I don't know if I've got some sort of blockages, but I'm experiencing quite a lot. I just wondered if you could give me a bit of insight, really.
And are you experiencing this in daily life or in dream state or in both?
In both, but mainly in dream state or when I'm really relaxed and I'm about to sleep. I notice quite a lot.
Yes, so that is when you are truly relaxed and truly trusting, and then we can... And you may think, well, goodness me, I don't want you connecting with me at bedtime because I'm about to sleep. And if you are wanting that request, then please do let us know, we don't want to disturb you. And of course, we have no need for time because we are in an infinite realm where only the moment is desired and not the future or the past, although we know what it is. But one might say, take note of these connections. And sometimes your dreams may be, as it is, and other times it may be a symbolic message for you to decipher when you wake up if you're going to remember it. And sometimes your loved ones will come into your dreams and connect with you. So they are coming
That makes sense.
When you dream, you go into the astral, don't you? And that is where the dreamers go. And sometimes you will leave your body and go further into the astral, where your loved ones will then enter into the astral, usually briefly, but they will enter into the astral and they will feel very, very physical because they have entered into that astral and you are deeper into the astral. So you're able to connect with them on that sort of human-like level, so to speak, in a physical sense. And of course, that is most delightful, isn't it? And if you are getting powerful messages in your dreams and you remember them, write them down and decipher them. If they are symbolic or if they are as they are, take note of them. Sometimes your subconscious will remind you of things that you haven't dealt with in your life during dream state, and they may be symbolic dreams that are just playing out. But sometimes these dreams become more lucid, and that is really when you have left your body and you sleep. You will not leave it for long, I shouldn't think. You will soon come back, but of course you experience things so much more lucidly in that dream state.
Could I ask as well, when this happens, could your body go numb at any point?
Yes.
Your physical body?
Sleep paralysis. Now, sleep paralysis, when you go into a state of sleep, your body goes into a state of paralyzation, so to speak. So you lay still in your sleep. That is to prevent you acting out your dreams. And sometimes you feel fully awake in your body, but yet your body hasn't, your soul hasn't entered back into that being properly, you see. So you may feel as if you are fully awake, yet you have not been released from the paralyzation to prevent you acting out the dreams yet. So you are floating above your body and experiencing all sorts of things, which is causing you sleep paralyzation. You're hovering above your body, trying to get back into it. And once that paralyzed state is released, then you come back into it and you fully awaken. And sometimes you awaken with this sort of distorted view of what you are experiencing and think, well, it's evil, isn't it? Terrible. But it isn't. It's your being floating above your physical body, trying to come back in. It'll never get stuck. I don't want you to worry because it will never get stuck there. It just won't, because you have chosen this life. So you will wake up naturally, but your body has a mechanism to stop you acting out your dreams. So you won't go into action with them. So that is why you all have this paralyzation feeling and this frightening feeling that you cannot speak or move, because your body is trying to prevent you from acting it out.
How would I connect in the day more then, rather than at night? Because I feel like everything happens more in the night.
Well, it happens automatically, doesn't it? Your higher consciousness is very powerful, and everyone's is, and your subconscious comes alive within your dream state. So, talk to your mind and say, well, this is how I would like it to be, and this is how I would like it acted out when I go to sleep. In the waking day, meditation is powerful for connection to one's higher self and relaxation and that sort of thing. So try it, my dear. It may help you, and you may have a more relaxed sleep.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Now, I know that Elaine is getting a little bit dry in the throat.
Thank you.
So, I may have to think about starting to bring her back now.
That's okay. Thank you.
So, is that okay? Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's fine. Well, I would like to say God bless everyone. And we will be joining again. And Elaine will be in a more relaxed state then. But of course, we thank you all for joining us. And we love you all. Now, please take note of your intuitiveness, because it will always tell you of your life and your direction. Good night to you all.
I'll come back.
Okay, I thought you were still on there.
I'll give you the phone when you're ready to see some of the comments.
Oh, a sort of little bit of a delayed action there. Oh, thanks everyone for joining tonight. Yeah, sorry, I think the air's a bit dry in here. Oh, you even got more. Yeah, sorry you're just in. You know, you might have missed it. I just had to come back because it's. I feel a bit dry now in my throat. But thank you everyone for joining us, and we will be on here again.
Next week.
I'll pass you back to Tom.
Next week we'll be back, and at the same time, all going well, and we're going to put this on YouTube as soon as we can for anyone that joined late. So thank you to everyone, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Bye.